The January homeless point-in-time count brought together several community members to get an accurate count of the people experiencing homelessness. Ellie Adams has more on the overnight effort.
The point-in-time count happens twice a year, and even though Wisconsin winters are bitterly cold, volunteers set out in the night to count our community members who don't have a home. The work starts at 10, when volunteers gather to learn what to expect before they depart.
There's no perfect way of doing this.
For some, this is a night they've experienced multiple times already.
I have done them many times before. I am actually the chair of the Interagency Council on Homelessness, and one of the things that we do is try to support these point-in-time counts across the state. So I've done one in Racine, I've done one in Wausau, and now I'm here in Eau Claire.
At about 11:30, it's time to step out in the cold. The people they encounter get surveyed, with a host of demographics questions asked.
One of the things I take away from these counts is when you talk to the people who are experiencing homelessness face to face and hear their stories and understand what their needs are, it helps me at Hope Gospel Mission make sure that we're doing what we need to do to fill some gaps in and meet the right needs, and how to collaborate with the other agencies to make sure the needs are getting met.
Volunteers make the count possible, and roughly 50 people came to support the effort.
I have noticed tonight there's more volunteers there than I think there were in July, so that's increased a little bit. It's important to have volunteers because there's a large area to cover, and we all need to get out, and the count is better and more accurate the more people we can connect with tonight.
While meeting people where they're at is the goal, there's also important personal takeaways.
As the Lieutenant Governor, then I can see what is going on the ground. I can see the type of services that are lacking and bring that back to Madison to say, look, we need to make sure that we are funding these communities the way that they need to be funded. Everybody wants to make sure that these individuals are helped.
The past couple of years have seen a sharp uptick, though, sobering the event.
If you look at the last 2 point-in-time counts, that number doubled instead of going up 15%. So there's certainly a crisis that we need to address. We need to figure out what's causing it, and we need to put the solutions together to try to get it under control, help our friends and neighbors and family members who are struggling and get them back on their feet. As a community, that's our responsibility, all of us, to work together to help the people living in our community.
In the coming days, a post-count survey will be completed, with official numbers being released in February, which will create another data point charting the struggle of homelessness in the Chippewa Valley. In downtown Eau Claire, I'm Elliot Adams.
Thanks, Elliot. The count brought together several nonprofits, including Western Dairyland, Sojourner House, and Hope Gospel Mission. Follow-up continued this morning with a Homeless Connect event to provide essential supplies and information about resources.